My name is Dr. Bill Tulo. I work with TLC Laser Eye Centers. I'm Senior Director of Optometric Services. We specialize in refractive surgery.
I'm Rob Woldridge. I practice in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm an optometrist. My practice is a group ophthalmology and optometry practice. We do medical and surgical care. The vast majority of our patients are referred by an area optometrist. So we do anterior segment surgery, cataracts, LASIK. I personally do more glaucoma, neurologic disease, corneal infections, those types of things.
I'm Dr. Barry Iden. I practice optometry in Deerfield, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. It's a group practice comprised of 4 optometrists and 1 ophthalmologist, and our practice is geared heavily towards specialty contact lens fitting and management, as well as irregular corneas. We do a lot of work in anterior segment disease and also in refractive surgery.
The primary use of our OCULUS Pentacams is for screening patients for refractive surgery. We also, though, in addition, use it for monitoring cataracts, development of cataracts, and also measuring different parts of the cornea.
I have 2 Oculus devices. One, the Oculus Easy Field, which is a perimeter, of course, and the Oculus Keratograph for corneal topography. The Easy Field I've had for many years, 5 to 10 years. It's hard for me to keep track. It is a great small perimeter. I have multiple perimeters, the Humphrey Field Analyzer, Matrix, and the Easy Field. The Easy Field in my practice is principally used for visual field screening. So all patients who do not need a field for specific neurologic issues or glaucoma, if they're going through a full exam, have a screening field with the Easy Field. It works very well for that. I also have the Keratograph, which of course we use for corneal topography to look for problems like keratoconus, corneal distortion from contact lenses, used for pre-op evaluation of astigmatism, or LASIK and cataract surgery.
So we use our Oculus devices, and we have a number of the devices in our practice currently, predominantly for the management of corneal conditions. And what I mean by that is patients who are referred to our practice for corneal irregularity management, keratoconus, other forms of ectasia, post-traumatic conditions and such like that. There are many other utilizations through the instruments that we use, but those are the major areas that we incorporate Oculus technology.
Prior to the OCULUS Pentacam, we routinely use machines such as the Bausch & Lomb Orb Scan and various other topography devices, including the Humphrey Atlas, to screen our patients for refractive surgery. Issues we had with prior technology was the repeatability of tests and the issues of our technician independence, where they get the same measurements on the same eyes repeatedly.
Prior to using the Easy Field, I did confrontation visual fields as my routine screening process for field defects. Now that I've had the Easy Field for the past 5 to 10 years, I find that it's far more sensitive in picking up difficult, subtle visual field defects, whether it's from glaucoma or neurologic disease. I personally think screening for neurologic field loss is probably the most important thing. I've taught confrontation fields for years. They're good in some settings, but in my mind, they're just not adequate. I frankly tell my colleagues I would not practice without a perimeter. So if you have more than one office, you can't afford a big expensive instrument in all of your offices, or if you're starting out new and just can't afford one in your solo office, this is a great alternative.
Prior to using our Pentacam from Oculus, we had an Orb Scan system for a number of years, and actually prior to that we had a few other Placido-based topographers that we utilized. And in terms of the changes and differences in going to our Pentacam system, we're just able to get much more accurate data, much more advanced data that we can use to manage our patients more appropriately.
We found the OCULUS Pentacam to be the most reliable device, and it allowed us to ascertain both the front surface of the cornea elevation, the back surface of the cornea elevation, and also gave us additional information about the full pachymetric profile of the cornea.
I've taught screening visual fields through confrontations to doctors and students for 25 years or so. While I think it is an adequate test in some settings, it usually is not. For the past 10 years, I've stressed the importance of doing screening visual fields on each and every comprehensive examination. I used to think that confrontation fields were adequate, but after missing some things on confrontation fields, both myself and my students, I've learned myself through experience that we really need to be doing a better job of doing screening fields. So the Oculus Easy Field is a fantastic device for that. It's small, portable, can go almost anywhere in the office, and works extremely well. It has some of the same parameters as a Humphrey field analyzer, which of course is modeled after Goldman perimeter. So it has the same background illumination, target size, and I find correlates very well with the Humphrey field analyzer. It picks up things that we would not be able to pick up with confrontation visual fields. And using this device, even my students can catch many things that we just would not catch otherwise.
Well, we decided to integrate our OCULUS Pentacam initially into our practice when our orb scan was ready to be replaced. And we had to make a decision whether to get another orb scan unit or to look at other technologies. We decided to go with the Pentacam based upon the software, the reliability of the data, and to be honest with you, the reputation that the instrument had within the profession.
In our specialty of refractive surgery, in screening patients for refractive surgery, one of the most important aspects was the sensitivity and specificity of the instrumentation. With the advent of the new Bell & Ambrosio enhanced ectasia software, it allows us to increase our sensitivity and specificity and provide better, safer care for our patients.
The Oculus Easy Field gives me the ability to pick up subtle visual field loss that we otherwise would not pick up. So I've picked up brain tumors, strokes, those type of neurologic visual field defects. I've also, of course, picked up glaucomatous visual fields. I've compared it side by side with the Humphrey field analyzer, and I find that it correlates extremely well. You can use it either as a screening device or a full threshold device. So it's greatly improved the quality of our screening field methodology in the office and increased our ability to pick up otherwise difficult to find neurologic problems.
The utilization of our Oculus technologies at our practice, which include the Pentacam and the keratograph, and now most recently the Park 1 autorefractor, allows us to manage a whole host of eye conditions in a way that we were never able to do before. Specifically with the Pentacam, we're able to analyze the cornea in ways that we haven't been able to do before with great reliability. With our keratograph, not only do we use it as a topographer, but also for analysis of dry eye. And the ability to utilize our Park 1 autorefractor to give us information that goes well beyond autorefraction, information like central corneal thickness to screen out potential glaucoma risk patients, as well as information on the shape and the size of the cornea. It's giving us a lot of information that was just not available in some of our prior instruments.
The top 3 benefits of working with Oculus, number 1 is the quality of the hardware and software provided in the instrumentation. Just as importantly, though, number 2 is the customer services provided by the company itself. The company was unique in allowing us to give feedback for the revision of future models of the technology so that we can use the technology more to our specific field. And the third, and probably just as important area, is the actual on-site service. When it comes to dealing with any problems with the hardware or software, they were very prompt in resolving any issues that we would have with the technology.
I would say the top 2 benefits of working with Oculus are, 1, they have fantastic products. They're a company that's been around for years in Europe, though many in the United States are not that familiar with them. But they have an excellent line of products. And secondly, they have great service. So they don't just send you the device in a box and expect you and leave you on your own. If you have problems, you can get someone on the phone and they'll talk you through it.
The top benefits from our perspective in working with Oculus first include their dedication to technology. It never ceases to amaze me how with each passing iteration of software, the technology gets more and more advanced. Secondly, the dedication of this company to real science, and everything they do is based on real science, which is very important to us. And finally, their customer service. We've been extremely pleased with their customer service at our practice.
Well, at TLC, we have more than 30 Oculus Pentacams in our systems, and we've been using them for more than 5 years. So as you would imagine, there have been some issues over the years with some of the devices. But in every circumstance, the issues were resolved promptly by the service people with Oculus.
The only issue I ever had with one of our devices was when one of my technicians actually used a transformer that was not the correct transformer. She plugged it into an EasyGraph keratograph. It burned out the instrument, so that was entirely our fault. We had to ship it back to Germany. They told us what it was going to take to fix it. I didn't think it was going to be a good decision to spend that much to fix it, and frankly, I used the opportunity to upgrade to a keratograph.
Whenever you have high technology instrumentation and you utilize it frequently, as we do at our practice, there's always going to be some time where the instrument may give us a little trouble. There might be some failure in performance. The key issue is how the company responds to those problems that we have. And we've had a problem from one time to another, but the response from the company has been exemplary. They've been able to provide us with loaners very, very quickly. They've repaired and taken care of our instruments in the way that we would expect, and we really appreciate that.
I feel very comfortable recommending Oculus products to my colleagues. With the experience I've had with their Pentacam and their Keratograph, it's been such a good experience. I feel very comfortable recommending those products to my colleagues.
Yes, I would recommend Oculus products to my colleagues. I think they make a great perimeter and they make a great keratograph.
I would definitely recommend Oculus products to my colleagues. I'm impressed by their technology, I'm impressed by the company, and their dedication to customer service.